everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm very excited for this video because I am back doing another squishy makeovers. Although today I'm only going to be working on these two squishies. It doesn't seem like a lot, but I have a lot planned for these two squishies. Firstly, as you can see, I have this very standard just cloud squishy that has like some face on it, and it's like a purple and bluish kind of color scheme. It's pretty nice, it's pretty soft and squishy and kind of slow rising. And then I have this rainbow, which honestly isn't my favorite. I really do not like the colors of the rainbow, but it does have a good squish to it. I just really can't get past the colors, which is one of the main reasons I wanted to give this squishy a makeover. But I'm starting off first by sanding the surface of the squishies just to prepare them for the paints so that the paint will stick on better. And once that was done, I'm using some fabric glue, some fabric fusion to glue on the two pieces together, because once again these two squishies are going to become one squishy. And after letting that dry for a long time and spending a long time adding some puffy paint in between the two squishies to seal up the seam, it's finally ready for a white base coat. And I gave the squishy a lot of white, almost a whole bottle's worth of white paint, because a big part of the squishy was going to stay a pure white, so I just decided to go for it all at once. So this step is partly just painting the squishy white, but also partly a base coat, because I am going to be using pastel colors on top of it. Honestly, as soon as I had both of these squishies, the cloud and the rainbow, I knew I had to combine them into one. Although the rainbow squishy did have those two small clouds, I just really wanted to have it on top of this even bigger cloud. I honestly can't remember how many coats of white I did. I do know it was around and a lot bigger than 5 coats on both sides. But once I had this pure white squishy, I started off by using this white metallic puffy paint, and my original idea was to brush it on to those two small clouds, but after I realized that was going to take way too long, I decided to just use it straight from the bottle, and that worked a lot better. And I just wanted to add this little touch of metallic color to these clouds so they stand out a little bit more, and it would help with that seam between the two squishies look a bit more natural. And once that was finally dry, this is how it looks. I really like the shininess to it. But for the actual rainbow, I decided to go for 6 pastel colors, and I did pink, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. This is honestly probably my favorite type of rainbow, this very pastel color scheme. And I knew if I was going to do the squishy, I had to do it in this specific color, just because I love the pastels and I thought it would look perfectly. It took me a little bit of time to figure out the spacing, and in some areas I think it still wasn't perfect. But I'm really happy I decided to go with the many layers of white, because it made it a lot easier to paint all the colors. And I did around 3 coats of paint on each side with each color of the rainbow. After the first side finished drying, I switched over to the back side and repeated the same process over again. My biggest concern was painting the part under the rainbow. I thought it was going to be a lot harder, but it honestly wasn't that bad, as long as I used a smaller paintbrush. And once that was finally done, I had a moment where I thought maybe the squishy was done and I was just going to leave it at that, but I didn't really want to leave the bottom cloud as a pure white, so I mixed up the same 6 colors with some metallic, so then it would be like a metallic version of the pastel colors I used, and I just painted them along the bottom of the giant cloud. The idea was to keep it still transparent but still noticeable, and as you can see with this first layer, it's not really noticeable at all. And so I had to do around 5 coats, I believe, each, and it still wasn't fully opaque, but I wanted somewhat of a transparent look, so I left it around the 5 coats. I'm not really sure what this is supposed to be. I just thought it would look nice, the little metallic pastel rainbow on the bottom of the actual rainbow and cloud. And I thought it would be a nice way to tie in the rainbow colors at the top and the metallic colors onto the bottom. And I'm definitely going to have to buy more metallic paints because I used all of it. But I did actually really like how it turned out. I just love the shiny effect that it gives to it. But at that point I had decided it still wasn't enough. And so I added some hearts in each color of the rainbow on the front side of the squishy. And then on the back side, I did something similar, but in the more center of it, I actually decided to do my initials, also in rainbow. And I felt like this was finally just the right amount of touch and adding on more. I didn't want to go too crazy with it because I still wanted a good amount of white to be seen. Originally, I was going to keep it completely white because I thought it was going to help balance out the rainbow. But the more that I looked at it, the more boring it looked. But this is how the final squishy turned out. I know this is probably not everyone's taste. This might be too many colors, too much rainbow. But honestly, for me, it's absolutely perfect. And I really love how this squishy came out. It's still squishy. It's actually a bit more squishy and slow rising now that I've painted it. I love the colors, and it gives me a kind of Care Bear vibe, which I really like. But I hope you all enjoyed it as well, and thank you all so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it, and I hope you all enjoyed. Bye!